All right, testing 1, 2, 3. This is HRM Caesar St. Augustine de Buonaparte, also known as Reality Supreme Being. As I said, I do cryptic predictions now. These cryptic predictions are very, very widespread, and they are beyond most people's imagination because most people don't have the quantum physics experience background to be able to even start to understand where I'm coming from. And what would happen if you did meet a person that all of a sudden was DNA programmed, DNA automatic pilot, that popped up out of nowhere and started telling you exactly how the universe really is working, as opposed to all the other theories, and has managed to put the puzzles, connecting all the dots and all of the puzzles from all the physicists that have been put together. And by the way, the government, I'm sure, has done something along similar lines. They've always got people working on things like this. Like, for instance, I'll give you another prediction. I mentioned in yesterday's video the name Frank, but I didn't finish the sentence. I viewed the video, and I noticed that I didn't finish that one sentence. What I was trying to tell you people is to see Frank Dorell's video of Addicted to War in his comic magazine. The videos that he makes, like one of them is titled, What I Learned About U.S. Foreign Policy. And it is a video that is very, very important for you to watch. There's also another video that's very important on health institutions and asylums that were first started and how they started and how many people have died in them. And the reason I touch on that is because yesterday's video was about mental health. And if a person were to pop up out of nowhere and tell you, like the autistic people can read 2 pages. There's some autistic people that can take 2 pages and read 1 page with their left eye and 1 page with their right eye. This is not a joke, and this person that's doing this is not an idiot savant. There are anomalies, and I call them all anomalies, that exist in this day and age that really blows people's minds away. And most of it is very, very easy to explain in scientific terms. But most of the majority of the population on planet Earth doesn't understand these because it's a step-by-step process. It takes a long period of learning to start to understand why these things that people call psychic events aren't psychic at all. They are connected to quantum physics. They're connected to atoms, and they're connected to particles that are smaller than atoms, and the process goes on from there that is so mind-boggling, most people don't want to bother with it. And I found an explanation in my own theory about why people let things go the way they've let things go, and why they are naturally born to just complain. Because once you start complaining, you can't stop. And the complaining is like a contagious disease. And the disease lives at all levels of the mental framework of the human minds. Minds, that's plural. That's everybody on the planet. Now, in all my other videos, I told you, I have embedded bits and pieces of the dots that you all have to connect on your own. I'm not going to connect them for you. None of you have answered me in 3 years. None of you have offered to help. None of you have offered any money. My house was burned at the corner of DeSoto and Hart. No one helped. The city officials are all crooks, every last one of them. And the day you all wake up is the day there really will be a free America. You're all asleep, and you deserve what you get. Now, as far as the hurricane, I want to mention something about Hurricane Isaac. It's a smaller storm and only going to be probably a Category 1. Maybe. I doubt very seriously, the meteorologists doubt it also, that it'll become a Category 2 because it's so close to land. And, of course, they have the miles per hour that's clocked, so they know it'll reach the Louisiana coast somewhere in there between the state of Mississippi and Louisiana late tonight. But that's just the beginning. You see, the anomalies that exist below the planet that involve the magnetic fields of the planet, okay, are what actually have controls on the hurricanes. And to prove my point, one time, many years ago, one hurricane did an about face and did a little corkscrew. It did like this, and it went like this. It was going this way, going up. It was going up towards the coastline, and then right before it got to the coastline, it goes and goes on up. So these are anomalies that exist within the magnetic fields of the planet Earth. But there's more to it than just that. One hurricane and its category labeling, okay, is just the hint of the beginnings of what you can expect with the next two that are coming. Yes, that's right. I'm making a prediction. From me looking at the meteorological picture that they displayed, there are two more coming. And this has to do with I turned my camera, my quantum physics computer generator, towards that map, and it saw two more anomalies that were already developing, but not on the actual photograph. Now, how I can explain this is the best as I can put it, the 99th monkey philosophy. The planet Earth is partially alive. You haven't and probably won't understand for probably another 1,000 years is what it will take for more people like me to be born that are what you call leaps in the mutation factor that will be able to contribute to helping people, the rest of the planet, really connect the dots properly. Right now, none of you care enough to connect the dots. You're all spread out. 40% of the population isn't going to vote for either Obama or Romney. I told you I'm a presidential candidate, but I don't want to be president. I want to be emperor. And the way we can do that is to challenge the United States government. Everybody, don't vote for either one of them. Take your money out of the banks. Make the country come to their knees. It'll only take about a month. And make your demands. Call me forward in front of the cameras. Believe me, the cameras will then not be able to block me or blacklist me from any national media attention, because the attention will then turn worldwide. You see, that's how much power all you people have by picking one person and taking all your money out of the banks, like what Gandhi did. You literally bring the whole world to their knees because they're all connected with their stock markets, the yen in Japan and the Asian markets and the American markets and the European market. You bring them to their knees, and they know it. The rich people are scared. They're in the back of their minds, they're shaking, going, if the people ever, with this media of the internet, and the internet's also part of their scam operation, YouTube, Facebook, they've got you all scattered, and your opinions so scattered to the four winds of the earth that none of you are ever going to coalition together to pick one person to say, hey, you know what, we're going to back this one person, at least for a little while. At least this person, me, is promising that if you do this, I will be the main author in composing every constitution in the planet. If the people are educated equally, that's an if they're educated equally, I promise that I will tell you people how to overthrow any country peacefully, and it'll be in your constitution. I don't want to hear crap about the Senate and the crappy rules. That it's nothing. Those rules are nothing but a quagmire. They slow things down. If Spain could kick out everybody after those train bombings in one day and replace all the politicians with different people, then we can do it too. Anybody can do it. It's just a little bit larger program to launch. Spain's a smaller country. I mean, it's almost like a state compared to Texas. So, let's get real. You want a change. You want to stop tornadoes. You want to be able to use the superior technology that is in my knowledge, that's in my data banks, because you ain't going to get it. You're not, and even if you get part of it, that won't be enough to change things to everybody's satisfaction. So if you want my data and my expertise, after all the damage you've done to me, it's going to be Simon Says is going to be the game. With me in charge, Simon says this is what happens, and it's going to happen, period. Now, I've already told you, I promise, that's going to be the first thing. I'm going to show you people how to effectively bring down any government whenever it gets out of hand. Okay? And if all of you put your votes together and vote, and it's the majority vote, then democracy will rule. And those changes will take effect immediately, within reason. Within reason, okay? Now, I'm only 10 minutes into this video, and I'm sitting here inside a Starbucks with the music blazing over here on the left-hand side, and I'm talking close to the microphone so that my microphone, my voice is dominant over the music. But, you know, you see this hurricane coming towards you, and there's going to be 2 more coming. I mean, probably a lot more than that, but I'm talking about recently. Within the next few weeks, you're going to have, maybe even days, you're going to have 2 more starting. And they'll be back-to-back, one right after the other. So you're going to have a real problem. And my guess is that you had better start believing me that I really do have access to this new technology that I've been hiding. I mean, some of it you already know about on all my videos. You know about the spherical oil tanker. Simple. It's not complicated. Simple. Such a simple idea could have solved all of our oil spill problems, not counting the Gulf. That was a different oil spill. But all of those spills could have been taken care of. Any of the shipping industry spills. That wasn't done, so now you've got the next phase, okay? And the next phase was the Department of Commerce picking my brains for that 2-story house that would have stopped the droughts. Now, you want to know about bad karma? Bad karma, all you got to do is rent Frank Dorrell's video, okay? His video will tell you about U.S. foreign policy, and you should be really hacked off about all of the evil karma the United States has logged up, saved up. And all of this is backlashing on all of you, including the shootings in theaters and the people with the mental health craze going on. The mental health sicknesses. That's what I mean by mental health craze. I don't mean everybody's into mental health. I mean they're out of mental health because everybody's complaining, except maybe the rich, and even they're complaining about something, who knows what. But anyway, so I'm sitting here pleading with the American public and for the media as well to just cut yourselves off from this dictatorship control freakism over you. Report the news. There's 300 videos on, more than 300 videos. You know what I'm like. That should have given everybody a chance to know when I get hacked off, when I'm totally out of my mind, and I've never really been out of my mind. I said in one of my videos, is it Memorex or is it live? Is it an act or is it real? Now, most of the stuff I told you in the video about the things done to me, those are not acts. Those are evil things done by the city of Los Angeles, the county, the state of California, and the federal government, using the color of law to destroy me, and also using the power of neglect to finish me off. And that's exactly what's going on. And instead of helping me, none of you are raising a finger to help. Instead, you reach to your YouTube and you go, I want to be a contact. Why do you want to be a contact? That doesn't help me. I need money to get out of this problem that your society created for me. Go to Frank Dorrell's video. Every bit of foreign policy that the government did, even if it was in foreign countries, trickled down into my life. And it trickled down into a lot of people's lives. And if you had a downturn in your life, I guarantee you that the foreign policy and the domestic policy is to blame. And the people behind it are to blame. The people that you voted for. Or if you didn't vote, well, then you can't really change things, can you? Because it's the lesser of two evils you're going to vote for. It's time that the media stop listening to the Bilderberg Group, their bosses, and start reporting the news the way it should be reported. And if you see someone that really is displaying a sense of compassion, hardship, and you're seeing every facet of them. There's some things I still haven't told you about my private life. And let me tell you, that will break you down into the most horrible tears, and you will be so mad you would take your money out of the banks. But I can't share that with you because there are certain people that I have to protect. And by me talking about them, I'm putting them in possible danger. So I'm taking the brunt of all of it. Or rather, me and my older twin are taking the brunt of all of it. I have to include him because he's already been on TV in the past, and I've been on TV, and hey, there's no way to escape this. So the choice is yours. You can either, to the media, you're listening to a guy that's down to earth, he's not on drugs, he's not crazy, and, I simply want to be compensated for the evil civil rights violations that has taken place in my life, and even the media is keeping me in a blackout area because Obama, through a chain of command, has given Ann Romney and whoever else in the Bilderberg Group and the Trilateral Commission, the Rockefeller, has given a chain of command that I am never to get on national TV, never to be heard by anybody, blah, blah, blah. I saw a video yesterday. This is a parting note. They showed Clinton at one of the conventions, Democratic conventions, and he talked for he was only supposed to talk 15 minutes. He ended up talking half an hour. If I had been Clinton, this is what I would have said after talking that much. I would have said, excuse me, I'm going to tell you one thing that's going to embarrass all of you. How many of you like country music? And people would have raised their hand. How many of you like rock music? Some people would have raised their hand. How many like classical music? How many hours a day do you listen to that music in the background? And they all would have given different answers, but I'm sure they would have said more than half an hour. And I would have said, I see, you can focus on blaring country music, rock music, classical music, any kind of music. You can blare on rap music and hear it day in, day out, and not bitch about it taking too long to end. But hear a speech, and man, you're all up in arms if you have to hear somebody for more than 15 minutes. You've got a lot of sick people in this country, and you really need to start listening to long speeches, because in between them are all embedded information that all of us need to digest. See you later.